What is going on, LEGO investors? So today we're going to go over the top 5 worst Star Wars sets retiring at the end of 2024. So we'll review the BrickFanatics retirement page, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions on these sets, and I would absolutely love to hear your top 5 worst sets. And I'm basing my decisions on simply for the fact of the most amount of money that I can earn in retirement. So please comment your list down below. It will definitely help the channel and will help the community. We would absolutely love to see your top 5 worst sets. And these 5 sets are ones that you think are going to be bad investments. So if you're new to LEGO investing, you should be aware that Star Wars sets, or I should say the Star Wars theme is by far the best theme to invest in. There's a huge following. The sets have a history of going up in price and retirement. Not all sets. Before, it used to be pretty much any LEGO set back in the day went up in price. Nowadays, due to the production of LEGO, they are just making sets at a level we've never seen before. So as a result, it lowers the price overall, especially minifigures. They get hit the hardest. But despite the production that LEGO is making for these sets, there are a still ton of good investments to make in the Star Wars theme. So I truly hope this video helps you, and I hope you participate. So let's dive into it. So we're looking at the BrickFanatics page. This page was updated on July 5th, so that is great. And these are all the sets that are retiring for Star Wars. So we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader, Tusken Raider, Millennium Falcon, Mos Eisley Cantina, R2-D2, AT-AT, Luke Skywalker's Land Speeder, the Boba Fett Micro Starship, Pirate Snub Fighter, Mandalorian Fang, Clone Commander Cody, Princess Leia, Emperor's Throne Room, Endor Speed Chase Diorama, Tanuj Jedi Temple, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack, Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, Spider Tank, the Mandalorian N1 Microfighter, the New Republic E-Wing, Yavin 4 Rebel Base, Darth Vader Mech, Boba Fett Mech, Stormtrooper Mech, and Chewbacca. So if you're new to the channel or new to investing in LEGO, you have to be aware that this list can change drastically. You will see that LEGO will change the dates of retirement for some of these sets, and they might retire some sets that aren't on this list. It is 100% intentional in my opinion. They want to throw off investors because they do not like investors. They view investors as stealing money from them. That's why they'll typically remake sets over and over again. It's all just a tactic. So it's July right now. August, it might be slightly different. And December, it might be slightly different. So just keep that in mind before you go out and spend a ton of money on sets that people are talking about, because it could change. And I assure you, it will happen. So now this is extremely tough, because we don't have too many bad sets on this list. Obviously, there's some that I really am not a big fan of, especially the Mandalorian sets. I am not a big fan of the Mandalorian sets. I typically don't invest in them unless they've got really unique minifigures, but Mandalorian sets have a history of doing the worst in my opinion. Although I think there might be a better potential with some of the Mandalorian sets compared to other sets. So I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one, and obviously I will probably change this list next month and the month after that. A lot of things can change in a short amount of time, so don't be surprised if you see this video come up again next month or the month after that. But I think I'm going to throw the AT-AT on this list. And we're not doing any particular order with this right now. I just want to show you my 5. I'll make another video and I'll rank them, but there's no ranking right now. I'm just doing some free thinking and free talking. But I'm throwing the AT-AT on here right now simply for the fact of the cost. At $850, that is insane. And you would have to get I would have to get this on a massive, massive discount to think that I could earn money. Let's say you bought this for, let's say even $700. So somebody spending $700 on a set probably wants a nice return. So let's say hypothetically you want a $300 return, so you're selling it for $1,000. To find a buyer that will buy this for $1,000 will be tough in retirement. So I sell locally. I do not sell online yet. I hope to one day be in a better position where I can afford to sell online. Right now it's just a little too risky for me, but I would have to sell this online, and that's too big of a risk for me. Somebody could just it's so easy to get scammed online. You sell this on eBay for $1,000, they get it back, and they say to eBay that the item is not as described, and they could scam you so simple with that tactic. And they'll send you back an item, and they might just send you back bricks. They might even say they received rocks. These are just normal tactics that people do to scam people, and I think it's too big of a risk to sell this online, and I know for a fact I would not be able to sell this locally. No one would pay me $1,000 for this set. I struggle to sell sets at around $200 or more, and it depends on the set. Some are rare and extremely popular that sell pretty easily, but when you get above the $200 threshold locally, people just want a deal and they will not spend that kind of money. And to buy a buyer for, let's say a $200 to $400 set, I'm sitting on that set for a very long time. So if I tried selling this for $1,000, I honestly do not think I would ever be able to sell it. I assure you people would offer $500 and $600 if I had it for $1,000. So this is why I'm throwing this on the list, not because I think it's a bad set. I just think it's way too expensive. And I would rather spend $850 on a much smaller set to where I could get a much better return, less risk, have to deal with the issues, and to store this is a huge box. People do not realize how big Lego boxes are sometimes. And this is a giant box, and it's just too much of a risk to store it, to prevent damage to it. So yeah, this is why I'm throwing it on the list. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, I'll be able to sell it easily. Hey, that might work for you. It unfortunately does not work for me in my area. Different locations can affect other people's view. So let's take a look at how this set's doing on eBay right now, just so we can take a quick look. So this one is $240. There's no way that's $240. This one's $850. $600 here, $569. So yeah, I fully expect it to be in the $500, $600 range. This one's $780. I'm betting this person is paying a lot more for shipping, and then you got to deduct fees. So I think probably in the $700 range, or $500 to $700 range is accurate, and that's how much I think I could probably sell it for in retirement. So next up, let's take a look. Let's see who we got here going on. Maybe the Jedi Temple. Maybe, I'm sure a lot of people are going to throw the mechs on there, but I think the mechs are going to shock a lot of people. At a lower price like this and very unique, I think there's a possibility to double my money with mechs fairly easily. But I think next on my list, I am going to include the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter Microfighter. I am not a big fan of this microfighter. I never have been. I think it's been way overpriced. $16 for the set is absolutely insane. I believe it's on sale for $9 right now. That's the new price. And it's still not selling. Again, Mandalorian sets tend to not do the best. Let's say if I bought it for $9, I don't think I could sell this for $18. I honestly, truly do not think I could sell it. So that's why I'm including it on there. Microfighters are hit or miss. Sometimes they can be really awesome. Sometimes they can just absolutely suck. I think this is one of the ones that just doesn't appeal to a lot of people. It's not a unique vehicle. It's not an awesome vehicle. And the Mandalorian, really, first season was amazing. The rest, they're hit or miss. Some people hate them, some people like them, so that's why I kind of avoid Mandalorian sets. There's too much drama going on with it. So let's take a look at how this one's doing on eBay. See, is it doing terrible or is it doing well? Maybe this might change my mind. Let's see, we got $13.59, $16.99, $8.65, $9.30. I'm really shocked that these $14.95, that's really, really shocking. This one's $13.64, $8. $16.39. Even though some of these are doing pretty decent, I think this one will probably do the worst out, probably the worst out of all the others. I think there's a lot more potential with the other one. So let's see, we're on our third set right now. Let's see the third one. The spider tank I think is really, really ugly. I might throw that on the list. I'm not a big fan of the dioramas, but they're starting to grow in popularity. Let's say, this probably should have been my number one, and I apologize for not putting this on the number one. Chewie. I'm really going to have to throw Chewie on there. I think this is just a horrible set. I know a lot of people are firm believers that if this goes on sale for $100, which I think it will go on sale. This is a horrible set. They messed up the eyes and face, which is a big factor to it. And this is what I consider a nightmare build. If you do your research, you will see everyone that complains about the bricks. They're too close to color. They're just slightly different. And everyone that assembles it always has bricks left over. And they just refuse to flat out rebuild it because it's just a nightmare build. So I think that's one big reason why I'm throwing it on this list. I don't think I'll ever personally buy it for that reason and the eyes. It's just a big epic failure, which they did my boy Chewy wrong. So I think if you're paying over $100, you might lose money on this. And I think there's a good chance, hey, you might be able to make 30 bucks, sell maybe for 140. It's just too risky in my eyes. I truly am not a fan of this set, and I would much rather allocate my money elsewhere than this set. So let's take a look at how this one's doing on eBay. Let's see, we got 148, 152, 139, 169, 135, 169, 149. So yeah, I think as time goes on, if this we're nearing the end of 2024 and this one's struggling to break 150, I think the number's just going to drastically go down because once the people that think this is going to do well in retirement, right now we got 95 listings. Once it hits retirement, that's just going to keep going up and up, and it's just going to drive down the price. I know a lot of people might disagree with me on this one, but I would love to hear your arguments. And in regards to any of this, please try to convince me. I appreciate it. I'm an open investor. I want to see other people's views, and I really, really take your opinions and comments seriously. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. So we got 3 sets, so we got 2 remaining. So let's do, this one's very hard. I want to throw in the Fang Fighter and TIE Interceptor, but that one might be able to sell easier than other ones. I am probably right now going to throw in the Tanu Jedi Temple, because this one's a wild card. This one is so overpriced. Yeah, it comes with, these types of sets, the 4+ sets, tend to have awesome minifigures sometimes, and they're just so overpriced that they sit on the shelves and the inventory builds up. So even if we get a decent discount or sale this Black Friday, I think we're still going to have a ton, because I'm just basing this off of the previous 4+ sets, which have a history of just sitting on the shelf despite being on an awesome sale. And I don't think this one's ever going to hit an awesome sale. I definitely think it's going to go on sale. I just don't think we're going to get a big enough one to where it's going to be appealing. So this is why I'm throwing this one on the list. It's just way overpriced. The inventory is too big. My Walmarts have been stocked with these forever. I could probably walk to my Walmart and see like 10 of them, 15 of them in stock, and then drive to the next one. So yeah, I think this one's my number 4, but let's take a look at see how this one's doing on eBay right now. So we've got $11.99, that's horrible. $21.59, $17.99, 7 for $59. So yeah, this reinforces my opinion. This set is struggling, and there's just not a minifigure that stands out like, wow, I think that one's going to be, a $30 minifigure to justify this set. So let's see, the last set that I will throw on here is, this one's a tough one. I'm leaning towards the Pirate Snub Fighter and maybe even Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. This one just has so much inventory of it. I've never seen a set mass produced like this. I would love to hear whether, I'll make a dedicated video on this one. But let's see, I will include the 5th one as probably Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, I think. I think that one is a decent one. It is struggling. Even on sale right now, it is struggling. The previous Yoda Jedi Starfighter did fairly decent, but this one doesn't really stand out, and I just don't think they're... if this was a one-off set, if we didn't have one before this, yes, I think this might be a decent investment. I could see, $20, $25. But because we have a previous one, this one just has not been selling. There's always inventory everywhere I go. So I'm not going to invest in this one. So let's take a look at how this one's doing on eBay right now. This one's doing $9.99, $20, $20 here, $24, $14.50. So it's doing bad, but not as bad as I really thought. But either way, those are my 5 sets. So let's just recap which sets I included. The AT-AT, which is going to anger a lot of people. The Mandalorian and one Starfighter, Chewbacca, the Jedi Temple, and then Yoda's Jedi Starfighter. So that's my list of 5. I would absolutely love to hear the 5 sets that you're avoiding and that you think will do the worst out of all of these. I will truly appreciate hearing it. I appreciate you watching, but as always, please do your own research. have some fun, make some money.
Video is not financial advice. Any statements made are my views and is for entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Do your own research before making any financial investments.